So I got him tied up. I'll leave him with some water, and we'll take these last few feet to the top. Hey, what's going on? I am super echoey because I am on the gondola up to the Needles Lodge in beautiful Snowbasin. Here we are. You might be able to hear the panting because I got Dewey with me. He is super nervous right now. He does not know what to think about the gondola. Come on, Dewey. Anyway, today's goal is to ride the gondola up and then actually hike up to Mount Ogden Peak. Now, once I get up there, I'm going to assess the situation, because what I might do is actually hike down through Malin's Basin, which, if you haven't seen my video about the boiler that's in Malin's Basin, I checked that out. I'll link that video. But so we've been to Malin's Basin before, but I've never hiked down from Mount Ogden, so this could be an adventure. I was going to document the process of, down there at the lodge. You can see it way down there. And getting the ticket, it is $25 to ride this thing. So if you don't have a season pass, it can get a little pricey. But hey, we're here for the experience, right? From up here so far, out there you can see on that slanted ridge there was a forest fire that threatened a bunch of homes. There was some kids doing target practice and sparked a fire, but luckily they got it out and saved the homes. But yeah, we're gonna ride this gondola up, make sure Dewey is okay, and see what we can see from the top. It is a little bit smoky. So you can see Mount Ogden Peak. I've actually never summited Mount Ogden Peak. I've been within like several hundred yards, and I realized that if I kept going, it was going to get too dark. So I had hiked up from the Ogden side all the way up here to just below Mount Ogden Peak, and then from the top, I think I told this story already in another video, but I had called my mom, this was back when I was single, called my mom and said, hey, can you pick me up at Snowbasin Resort? And then I just followed a ski lift trail basically all the way down in the dark, but it was a lot of fun. Today we're going to get to the top of it, and then I'll decide which way I want to come down. The easy way, which would be riding this thing, or hiking down to Malin's Basin, then to my house. Then I'd have to come back around and get my truck. Alright, so we made it to the top. Dewey doesn't know what to think about being this high up. Anyway, ran into somebody that I knew, Jed. Thanks for helping me out. He told me that the way down from Mount Ogden Peak, if I go down into the Ogden side, isn't much of a trail. So again, I'll get up there and assess the situation. Right now I'm just going to see the top of Mount Ogden. Down there you can kind of see Pine View Reservoir. It's just really smoky up here today. I thought we might be able to get a little bit above it, but it doesn't look like it. So looks like we found the trail up to Mount Ogden. So they're doing a bunch of construction up here, so I've already taken a wrong turn. It looks like it was the old trail from the lodge, and then it was all blocked off. So luckily I didn't deviate too far, but we're still making our way to the top. It's only the beginning. Just ran into a guy by the name of Kelly. Recognized me from some videos and stuff, so he kind of knew what I was up to, and he had asked if I was going over the Mount Ogden trail. Well, there's actually some antennas up there at the top, and he said on the trail I'm on, you can't really get there from this trail. So we'll still go up to the ridge, see what we can see, because I've heard 2 different things now. But that's why it helps to probably do your research before you set out, which I obviously didn't do. Dewey's having a good time. So it looks like we're at the final push to the ridge. It's just right up there. And once we get up there, we'll see what we can see. Try to make a decision, because if I don't decide to go down the other side, I have to be back to the gondola by 4:45 at the latest. That's when the last one heads down the mountain. So we'll see. If you're gonna do this, I'd recommend getting started a little earlier in the day. Okay, so we're up on the ridge, and Mount Ogden is that way. I believe this is Butte Canyon. You might be able to make out a little trail down there. That might be the way that we head down. But we're gonna head this way and see what we can see. Dewey seems to be doing all right. It's a lot cooler up here, so he should be fine as far as that goes. It was a little warm, but with the breeze it's nice. All right, so just been hiking along the ridge here. Back behind me is Ogden. Over here, that's Mount Ogden right there. And that's the service road. I think I can loop around this peak. That might be Allen Peak, and then head over them. Not too far from it. Looks like it's a little steep there at the end, but we'll see. It is 3 o'clock, and like I said, that gondola stops running at 4:45, so either way I gotta figure out a point of no return, because I'll probably be hiking down one side or the other. Anyway, we're gonna keep to it. That's not Malin's Peak. Malin's Peak is way off in the distance there. I think this is Waterfall Canyon down here. Looks like there's a ridge over there. Just weighing my options here. But we are going to continue on this trail, because you can see Mount Ogden just over there. Dewey seems to be doing fine as well. So I definitely don't want to go down Waterfall Canyon. There is a way down, but based on what I know about Waterfall Canyon, it's a cliff, so don't want to do that. So we keep traversing this bowl here. See what Dewey does. Come on, Dewey. Good boy. You can do it. Come on, bud. Let's go. Come on. Dewey. Come on, bud. Let's go. Good boy. Good boy. All right, so this does loop around, I believe, to the access road. And that looks like a lot of fun to climb straight up. So between the two people, you know, Jed that I know, and then Kelly, who had just come up this way and said that it was a long flight or a long hike over, they're both right. So you can get up to Mount Ogden from Needles Ridge, but to give Kelly credit, the more direct route is to hike north from the lodge and follow the access road. And then to Jed's credit, this ridge does loop around and you can make it. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So this is Needles Ridge and there's Mount Ogden, and cut into the side there, you'll see the access road. Now, I've made it to this access road before, but decided to hike down instead of getting up to the peak just because it was getting late in the day. That was like 10, 15 years ago, so it feels good to, whoa, almost slipped there. Finally be doing it. The last time I did it from Butte Canyon, which is behind me. And I just called my wife and told her that that's where I'm headed down. But we'll assess the situation. It's play it by ear. I also think if I go up to the peak and take the access road back to Needles Lodge, I could make it back in time for the gondola. If not, there's plenty of routes down. Okay, here we go. Jed did tell me about these propane tanks, so I know I'm on the right track. So yeah, I could take this road back down, cut below that peak, and hit the gondola. And I could probably do that in under an hour, but I still have to make it up there. So how's Dewey doing? Doing good, bud? He's still on it. All right, now for this steep climb. There it is, the peak. Got Dewey right there, he's doing great. And this doesn't look like it, but this is actually the steepest part of the climb. And when you're just under 10,000 feet, you have slightly less air to breathe. Some people can get altitude sickness at this elevation. I never have, so I don't think it'll be a problem, but you can definitely tell the air's a little thinner. Plus, probably not great that I'm huffing and puffing with all this crazy smoke. Down there right in the middle of the screen is Malin's Peak, and that was the route that I intended on going, but my buddy Jed told me there's no real trail down through there. We'll assess the situation. That's the theme of today's video, but the goal right now is just to get up to the peak of Mount Ogden. So we are at the final push to the top. There's still part of Snowbasin down there. Another lodge. That's where the downhill skiing took place for the Olympics. And I'm parked somewhere down there. Dewey, get away. Don't want him going down that ledge, geez. And there is Smoky Ogden. These are compliments of California wildfires. And there you have it. We're there. So we got this final push, and I'll have accomplished another goal. Now, I was going to hit either Ben Lomond or Mount Ogden this summer. That was my goal, but turns out I'm hitting both. I already did Ben Lomond. I'll go ahead and post that video here. And once we make it to the top, usually that's when I end the video, is up at the top, but that's only half the adventure in this video because we got to figure out the best route down. Yeah, so I'll see you at the top. Just walking under the antennas right now. I'm gonna head up to there's a helipad up here. Okay, so I'm at the base of the helipad, and it gets a little tricky. So there's this kind of area that you have to traverse to get up there, and I don't think Dewey will make it. So I got him tied up. I'll leave him with some water, and we'll take these last few feet to the top. I did it. I was gonna fly my drone up here, but I think the radio waves are a bit too much for it, so I'll just show you what I can see from up here right now. I'm on a heliport. Down there is Snowbasin, and this is the way we came from. That's the gondola down there, and that's the trail we took down around. There's Ogden. You can see Weber State, downtown area. You can maybe see it through the smoke up there, but that is that's Ben Lomond over there. And got a plaque over here. It says the Mount Ogden hike, and it's a Weber State tradition to come up this way. Anyway, let's see if I can see Dewey. There's Dewey down there. Dewey! Hi, bud! Looks like he's still okay. But we did it. We made it to Mount Ogden. And now we gotta make it back down. Oh, that just goes to a door. It wasn't easy coming up the way I did, so we'll see. Anyway, here we are. Here's the geological survey. We are at 1938, 1983. It doesn't give me the elevation. Oh well, I'm standing on it. I'll put the elevation right here on the screen. But I'm gonna enjoy the views before we head back down. Alright, so I found a way down off the helipad that's a little bit easier. But not want to go down that. Just gonna take it nice and easy, go get the dog, and head back down. Okay, so I am in the saddle below Mount Ogden Peak, and I believe Allen Peak. The gondola is over that way, and it's exactly 4 o'clock, and I know if I head over that way now I could ride the gondola down, but in the spirit of adventure I think what I'm going to do is go down Malin's Basin. So I have about 50% camera battery left. I'll document as much of it as I can, and of course if this video is posted then you know I made it down. The video cuts out, but yeah, we're gonna head down this way. I'll be sure to let my wife know the change of plans, but so far it looks like we can just kind of traverse down. There's no real solid trail. Then we'll get into Malin's Basin, which I am familiar with, and then out to Malin's Peak and head down that way. So that's the plan, and the reason why I chose this route is because when I decided to do this today, that's the thought that I had. This is what we have to look forward to. Out to that peak right there is Malin's Peak, and it's definitely easier going down than it would be coming up. All right, so I'm down in this bowl. You can see the antennas of Mount Ogden behind me. This is the trail I just came down, and it would not be fun to come up. I think I'm about ready to retire these shoes. I'm kind of losing some tread. Anyway, I think I'm on a trail here, so we'll keep following it. I mean, as long as I'm headed in a descending direction, I'll end up in Malin's Basin. But definitely don't want to get myself in any sort of trouble. So we'll see what we can see. We have plenty of sunlight. The sun goes down around 8 and it's 4:15. So not super concerned there. Have some snacks, plenty of water. We just got to get over to an area that I'm familiar with, and then we'll be good to go. But we'll see what we can see over here. Here's a cool flat area. It would be fun to camp down in here sometime. Ride the gondola up, hike down into here, and go camping. Sounds like a good weekend to me. And then just hike down. Let's see what we can see over this ridge here. It looks like it drops off right there, but I can kind of see a chute right here, so I think we're going to traverse over that way and try to get into that. Looks a little bit more established. Probably a stream bed, but might be a trail. We'll see. I also see a few man-made cairns over here. Not Karens, cairns. And maybe that'll lead us to a trail. There we go, this looks promising. Here we go, this looks like a better trail right along this ridge. That's the drop-off I was talking about. Looks like it'll take us down into the basin there. Okay, still making our way down slowly but surely. And we've just been following this dry creek bed. Up from there, you can still see the towers from Mount Ogden. We're gonna keep down this. It is getting a little bit steeper, so I don't know at what point if there's any drop-offs, but Dewey isn't a huge fan of the boulders, but he seems to be doing all right. And now we're down lower where it's a lot less windy and the bugs are picking up. So we'll just keep following this riverbed. Let's go, Dewey. So there's a decent wash here. And we just came down from here. We're getting below tree line, which is good. See a bunch of pines there on the north slope. This, I mean, it's steep, but it doesn't look crazy. So we're gonna get down here in the bottom, and looks like with all the recent rain we had, it's been pretty washed out. We'll get down to the bottom, and then we'll look for the old plaque that's the old Malin Basin Resort, and from there we're in familiar territory. So we'll just keep going. Looks pretty promising from here though. You can see Malin's Peak out there. You can no longer see Mount Ogden, but that's all right. Okay, so we just took a quick break. We're still down in this wash, and I'll be honest, I don't love it. See Mount Ogden Peak and Malin Peak over there. So still got a little ways to go. I'm hoping down in there is the old site of the lodge, and once I'm there, then I'll know how to get out. But it does look like there's kind of a trail out there that traverses, and I don't remember it being that far from that trail down into the basin, so it might just be a tree line or something. I hope it's the actual trail, but we'll get down here about 100-200 yards, kind of get a feel for it. Hopefully it flattens out a little bit, and then we'll be back out. One thing I do know though about water is it likes the path of least resistance, so chances are this will be the quickest way down. So yeah, we have about 3 hours of sunlight left, so I think we're still good there. But this is definitely the harder part. Hitting Mount Ogden Peak was easy. So anyway, we're gonna keep going. What do you think, Dew? All right, so now we are out of the riverbed, which it might have been kind of smart to stay in the riverbed, because when I checked the map, it looked like it tied right into the Malin's Basin Trail. But I kind of got up on the ridge. I was sick of going through the riverbed because it was just so bouldery. Anyway, we're definitely bushwhacking now, but I'm feeling pretty confident, and it's nice to be in the shade. I think we're following a game trail down into the basin, but when I looked at the map and I did a little measure distance, said we were about 0.7 miles from the little marker that is Malin's Basin. So, you know, with the twist and turn, I think we're just under a mile. But Jed, who I met up there at the top, was absolutely right. And it's kind of misleading because it seems like there should be a trail, and you start following one, next thing you know, you're down in this riverbed. And now I'm kind of bushwhacking through. Let's see, I don't know this. Oh, let's go back this way, Dewey. Sorry. And I'm just letting gravity kind of take me downhill. But this does look familiar from when I visited Malin's Basin before. And I think I still get service down here. I still get 1 bar of service, so as long as I have that, I can kind of see where I'm at. We're definitely in some sort of meadow here, so I'm feeling pretty good, pretty confident. Now, I've already made a video on this, but if you're interested in checking it out, it talks about the resort that used to be up here, believe it or not. And if we find the plaque, I'll show it to you. If not, you can check out my video that I made about it. We explore the boiler and look that way, but yeah, anyway, check out that video. I'm gonna keep heading downhill. Looks like we're getting places. It's crazy how quickly the scenery changes. I'm down here with some maple trees, some quaking aspen, some scrub oak, pine trees, firs. Dewey found a spring, so that's good. Let him get all watered up. As far as wildlife goes, my only concern is a moose down in here. That would not be fun to come in contact with. They do like kind of swampy, wet areas, and they are known to be up in these areas, but I'll just keep making noise. Obviously talking to myself helps because that's a weird sound that moose don't understand, so hopefully I don't come across as a threat to them, but I also need to figure out a way across this stream here. Oh man, have I ever been more glad to see a man-made plaque. That last half mile was crazy. I didn't even know where I was going. And lo and behold, we are in Maylands Basin. We came from up there. And we still have a ways to go. But here is the history if you want to pause. You can read this. But we're just under 7,000 feet. So we got about 3,000 feet to go. No, well, about 2,000. So we got to hike out this ridge up to Maylands Peak, and then we're scot-free. Heard some interesting noises back in those trees, but I'll just leave it to speculation. Anyway, I'm on a familiar trail now, so I'm glad about that. I won't spend any time looking for the boiler just because I've already done it before, and I'm ready to get home. I bet this dirty dog is too. So we're just about to Maylands Peak, and that'll be nice. That'll be a relief, because then it's all downhill from there on a nice established trail. I mean, this trail's pretty nice too, but we'll probably stop and take a breather, check out the view, see if we can even see anything with smoke, but yeah, well, I'd say this adventure has been quite successful, even though it was a little interesting there at the end. But I made it. The dog made it. There were a few parts where we were both like, this doesn't look fun. But we did it. So it's time to head home. So there is Maylands Peak, just right there. We've been up there before, so I'm just gonna focus on getting down before the sun goes down. I still need to go get my truck. Anyway, that does it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. That was quite the adventure. When I woke up this morning, I had zero plans of doing that, but when I asked my wife about a video, she was like, you should take the dog and the gondola up to Snowbasin and check it out. And he's getting tired. We'll take a rest up here. So anyway, I don't think either of us planned on going this far, but here we are. I feel pretty good about it. So if you like this video, you know what to do. Hit that like button if you want to see more stuff like this. I explore all sorts of stuff. Lately I've been doing a little metal detecting too, which has been a lot of fun. So hit that subscribe button if that's something that you're interested in. And of course, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought of this adventure. It was a good one. Anyway, thanks again for watching. Have a great rest of your day.